Hello there, Lake County Library. This is Christy Lewis from the Lakeport Branch, and today we're going to be talking about new releases in World War II history, remodeling, and memoirs. If you'd like to order any of these, you can do so down below for free. We have all of the titles and authors that you can just copy and paste directly into the catalog. If you order them through the library, they will come to the library of your choice. You will have an opportunity to pick which library you want the book to come to. We will either text or email or call you when your books get here, depending on what you have specified as your preference. If any of that sounds good to you, definitely check out our links down below. We also have a TikTok and an Instagram and a Facebook, so if you want to stay updated that way, you can also do that. Let's jump into this book haul, and we're going to start off with Bridge to the Sun by Bruce Henderson. And the subtitle of this book is The Secret Role of the Japanese Americans Who Fought in the Pacific in World War II. So Bruce Henderson is a historian, and he's the New York Times bestseller of the book Sons and Soldiers. And now he's bringing to us the saga of Japanese Americans wherever they were during the war. So there's soldiers who are in the US Army and they fought in the Pacific Theater. There's some in Burma, there's in Iwo Jima, Okinawa, and then there's also the Japanese Americans who are back home in the concentration camps. So we're getting a variety of perspectives. I think it said like 6,000 or 7,000. There's a lot of material that it's not like it's been held back from the public, it's just that it hasn't been explored fully yet because there's so much of it. So some of this is stuff you won't hear anywhere else, which is really cool. So after the attack on Pearl Harbor, the US was just really desperate to find Americans who could speak Japanese for a variety of reasons. And so they approached the Nisei, I don't know how you pronounce that exactly, but that's the second generation of Japanese Americans whose parents were immigrants from Japan. And the Nisei spoke Japanese, and a lot of them were in the concentration camp before they volunteered, eager to show their loyalty to America and eager to help out in the cause. And they were used quite a bit and in amazing ways in the war, and this book is about that. They were highly valued as translators and investigators, and after the war, they also became translators and interrogators for the war crimes trials. And they also later helped rebuild Japan as a modern democracy and a pivotal US ally. So if Bridge to the Sun sounds good to you, you can order it for free down below. It's also available on ebook and audiobook, and it was published by Knopf in 2022. Next, we have 100 Saturdays by Michael Frank, which is also a World War II kind of book. And the subtitle of this one is Stella Levi and the Search for a Lost World, because Stella Levi was a Jew who lived on Rhodes, in the Jewish community in Rhodes. And she had never really talked about her past before. She is 99 years old as we are getting this information from Stella. And what's happening is it's about when she meets Michael Frank, who has just come to ask her about that centuries-old Jewish community on Rhodes. And he has a lot of questions for her, and they end up actually talking for 100 Saturdays over the next 6 years of their lives. And they develop a very sweet friendship. And so the book is about their friendship, and it's also about her reminiscences about Rhodes and also about the deportation to Auschwitz, which extinguished 90% of her community. So it's amazing that she was even alive to tell the story. And it's also about the resilience and wisdom that she gained over this deeply lived life. So if 100 Saturdays sounds good to you, it's also available on ebook and audiobook and on book on CD. You can order for free down below, and it was published by Avid Reader Press, Simon & Schuster, in 2022. Next we have Remodelista by Margot Guralnick. And this is subtitled The Low Impact Home, a source book for stylish, eco-conscious living. Real Simple says that easy ideas, the kind of guidebook we reference again and again, with recommendations for every single room in the house. With this book, you can basically learn how to make both stylish and planet-friendly choices at home with these design experts from Remodelista.com. So Remodelista is giving room-by-room tips as well as tours of artful living quarters belonging to people who interpret low-impact living in a variety of ways. Every page offers you information that you can act on right away, including best practices for choosing household essentials from light bulbs to sofas, also guidelines for low-impact, energy-efficient remodels, and how to recycle or donate your cast-offs so that they don't end up in the landfill. So like all Remodelista books, this manual is visually interesting and fun. as well as just an invaluable resource. So if that sounds good to you, you can order Remodelista down below for free. It's also available as an ebook, and it was published by Artisan in 2022. Next, we have Making a Scene by Constance Wu. This is a memoir in essays by the actor Constance Wu, who is known for her roles in Fresh Off the Boat and Crazy Rich Asians. It was named a most anticipated book by Time and the Associated Press. Constance Wu was warned growing up that good girls don't make a scene, and she was attracted though to the local community theater where her bold emotional nature was encouraged and applauded, and acting became her refuge and eventually her vocation. So she moved to New York at 18, where she spent the next 10 years of her life auditioning waiting tables and struggling to make rent before landing the roles that really set her apart from everybody else. If Making a Scene sounds good to you, it's also available on ebook and audiobook and on book on CD, and it was published by Scribner in 2022. And finally, our last book is going to be Surviving by Beverly Gooden, and the subtitle of this is Why We Stay and How We Leave Abusive Relationships. So this is a memoir by a survivor of domestic violence, and it's kind of supposed to add nuance and compassion and candor to the conversation about why abuse victims sometimes stay with their abusers. And it's also giving advice to these kinds of victims, and it just gives everyone like a really revealing look behind the scenes of why it's so hard for abuse victims to leave. So one Sunday morning, Gooden was woken up by her husband shoving her off the bed for no discernible reason. And despite her attempt at a quick escape, he caught her, and he didn't say anything, he just started strangling her, which was something that had happened before. So really, Gooden is outlining in detail what she had to do to walk away and how others can use her experiences to escape their own abuse, and strategies for overcoming the barriers that survivors often face, like not having enough money or still loving their abusers, stuff like that. So if Surviving sounds like something you would like to read, you can order it for free down below. It was published by Rowan and Littlefield Publishers in 2022. That is it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this book haul. I hope that you order some books. Let us know down below for sure. If you do, let us know in the comments if you order any books or if you have any questions, because we really love to hear from you. I'll talk to you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.